The music world woke up to unexpected news as 2026 kicked off. Fetty Wap, the trap queen hitmaker who dominated charts in the mid-2010s, is out of federal prison nearly 3 years ahead of schedule. The New Jersey rapper, whose real name is Willie Jr. Maxwell II, has been transferred to home confinement in Philadelphia, marking a dramatic turn in a case that shocked fans and the industry alike. The original sentence, 6 years behind bars. To understand the significance of this early release, we need to rewind to 2023. That's when Fetty Wap faced the music, literally and figuratively, receiving a 6-year federal prison sentence for his involvement in a large-scale drug trafficking operation. This wasn't a minor offense or a misunderstanding. The rapper was caught up in a serious federal case that revealed a darker side to his post-fame life. The charges stemmed from his role in distributing drugs across the East Coast, an operation that federal prosecutors painted as extensive and dangerous. For someone who once topped the Billboard charts and seemed destined for long-term mainstream success, the fall was steep and public. The drug trafficking case. What actually happened? The details of Fetty's case were damning. Federal authorities caught him with over 500 grams of cocaine. That's more than a pound of a Schedule II controlled substance. This wasn't personal use territory. This was distribution-level quantities that caught the attention of federal law enforcement. The investigation revealed that Fetty wasn't just a peripheral figure in this operation. He played an active role in a trafficking network that moved significant quantities of drugs. When the case went to court, the evidence was substantial enough that even a celebrity defendant with resources for top-tier legal representation couldn't avoid serious prison time. The 6-year sentence reflected the severity of the charges and the quantities involved. Federal drug trafficking sentences don't mess around, and judges have limited discretion when it comes to mandatory minimums for certain drug quantities. 3 years early, the surprising transfer. Now here's where things get interesting. In early 2026, Fetty Wap was transferred from federal prison to home confinement in Philadelphia. This move came approximately 3 years before his original release date would have arrived. For context, a 6-year sentence with good behavior typically means serving around 85% of the time, which would have kept him incarcerated well into 2028 or 2029. So what changed? While the exact reasons for his early transfer to home confinement haven't been fully disclosed, federal prisoners can qualify for such programs based on several factors including good behavior, participation in rehabilitation programs, low-risk assessment scores, and overcrowding considerations. Fetty wasted no time acknowledging his supporters once the news broke. He immediately reached out to thank his fans for standing by him during what was undoubtedly one of the darkest periods of his life. That loyalty from his fan base, even after a serious federal conviction, speaks to the connection he built during his peak years in music. Not quite free, the road to full release. Before anyone gets too excited about a full Fetty Wap comeback, it's important to understand that home confinement isn't freedom. It's a transitional step, a form of incarceration that happens within the walls of your residence rather than a federal facility. His final release date is set for November 8, 2026. Until then, Fetty remains under federal custody, just in a different form. He's likely wearing an ankle monitor, has strict curfews, and faces severe consequences if he violates the terms of his confinement. But even after that November date arrives, Fetty won't be walking away scot-free. 5 years of federal supervision. The strict conditions. Once Fetty completes his sentence in November, he faces 5 years of supervised release, essentially federal probation on steroids. The conditions are extensive and invasive, designed to ensure he stays clean and doesn't return to criminal activity. Random drug testing. Fetty will be subject to drug testing at any time, without warning. One dirty test could send him back to federal prison to serve additional time. Financial transparency. Perhaps one of the most restrictive conditions for someone trying to rebuild a music career. Every dollar Fetty Wap makes must be reported to federal authorities. This isn't just about filing taxes. This is about complete financial transparency with his probation officer. No new bank accounts. Want to open a new checking account? Credit card? Any financial account whatsoever? Fetty needs federal approval first. This level of oversight is designed to prevent money laundering and ensure all income is documented. Zero tolerance for substances, no alcohol, no drugs. Period. Even legal substances like alcohol are off the table. For someone in the music industry where these substances are often prevalent, this represents a significant lifestyle restriction. Mandatory treatment programs. If ordered by the court or his probation officer, Fetty must participate in substance abuse treatment, counseling, or other rehabilitation programs. Refusal or non-compliance isn't an option. These conditions reflect what federal authorities found during his case: the involvement with over 500 grams of cocaine. The court clearly believes rehabilitation is possible, but they're not taking any chances. The supervision is comprehensive and the consequences for violation are severe. The bigger picture, a cautionary tale. Fetty Wap'S story is a modern cautionary tale about fame, fortune, and the choices we make when both start to fade. At his peak in 2015 to 2016, Fetty was inescapable. Trap Queen, 679, and My Way dominated radio and streaming platforms. He seemed positioned for a long, lucrative career, but sustaining that initial success proved difficult. As his chart presence diminished and the hits stopped coming, Fetty apparently turned to illegal activities to maintain his lifestyle, or for reasons we may never fully understand. It's a pattern we've seen before in hip-hop and will likely see again: the desperation to hold onto relevance and income after the spotlight moves on. The fact that he was caught with such substantial quantities suggests this wasn't a one-time lapse in judgment. This was a sustained involvement in serious criminal activity that could have resulted in far more than 6 years if prosecutors had pursued maximum penalties. What's next? Can Remy Boyz really be back? The mention of Remy Boyz might really be back in the original reporting carries both hope and skepticism. Remy Boyz was Fetty's crew and collective, part of his brand identity during his rise to fame. The question now is whether he can recapture any of that magic after a federal prison stint. The music industry is notoriously fickle, but it also loves a comeback story. If Fetty can stay clean, comply with his supervision terms, and create compelling music that connects with audiences, there's a path forward. The challenge is that he'll be doing it under intense scrutiny, both from federal authorities monitoring his every move and from a public that will judge whether he's learned from his mistakes. His immediate future involves completing home confinement, then navigating 5 years where one mistake could unravel everything. Making music under those conditions, with every financial transaction reported and random drug tests looming, won't be easy. But it's certainly possible. The federal system and early release Fetty's case also highlight some aspects of the federal prison system worth understanding. Federal prisoners can earn good time credits, participate in programs like the First Step Act that allow earlier release to home confinement, and work toward transitional outcomes. The fact that he was deemed suitable for home confinement 3 years early suggests he did something right while incarcerated, stayed out of trouble, participated in programs, and demonstrated to Bureau of Prisons officials that he could be trusted with this transitional arrangement. Conclusion: a rapper at a crossroads. As Fetty Wap sits in Philadelphia under home confinement, he faces perhaps the most important period of his life. The next several months until November will test his discipline and commitment to staying clean. The 5 years after that will determine whether this was truly a wake-up call or just a temporary setback before falling back into old patterns. The music industry will be watching. Fans who stuck with him through the arrest, trial, and imprisonment will be hoping for that comeback album. Federal probation officers will be monitoring every move, every dollar, every decision. Fetty Wap started 2026 with a plot twist nobody saw coming. How this story ends is still being written, but one thing is certain: the next chapter will determine whether he's remembered as a cautionary tale of wasted potential or as someone who turned their life around when it mattered most. For now, Remy Boyz might indeed be back, but they're operating under very different rules than before.